you send me a link to that?
Okay, so last week I wanted to do this podcast thing. My internet was out for, I don't know, like 12 hours, which is really hard to do nowadays. If you live like in the modern day without the internet, you can't do shit. Like, the power might as well go out, you know. So, me and my roommate, we just played Smash Brothers Brawl, the adventure mode, like the story mode, for like 6 hours, and we only got 40% of the game completed.
Damn.
It's the craziest story I've ever played. If you guys ever get a chance to play it, like I wish I had drugs, because it was intense. Have you guys ever played it? It's really, really weird.
You played some of it, didn't you?
I did. I don't remember it because that was a long time ago.
Yeah, that's all we play is Smash Brothers Brawl. So what's up, guys? How y'all doing? We're live, by the way. I clicked it.
Oh.
Yay!
It says right here in the corner.
Yeah. So how's everybody been? I
Pretty good.
Too much shit. I guess not touch anything. What's everybody been playing?
Whole lot of Mario Kart.
Yeah, let's get right into it. How is Mario Kart?
Amazing. I love that game so much.
I love the little details that they put into it. The little details, the facial features, the death stares from characters when they destroy another one.
It's a beautiful game.
They're beating that Luigi meme to death.
Yeah, they are.
Has anybody seen the Jason Voorhees one? I think it was. It was something like that. It was really funny. It's just like Jason Voorhees like walking, and it's just got Luigi's face. He turns a corner and just stares at somebody.
No, I love the amount of detail that they put in the game that you don't expect. Like one of the tracks that is my personal favorite is the Donut Plains 3, and you're driving along and you see the tires, and just the tread in the tires you don't expect to be there. Because it's a Mario Kart game, I mean, what's that? Why? And as you're driving along on the dirt, you see the dirt and the dust collect on the tires. Going along, you go into the water, it brushes off, and you get back on the dirt, collects again. Also, like, I use a lot of the Koopa kits. I mean, they were like the big thing I was happy about to see in that game as character selections. And you see the water soak their shells, and after a little while, it dries off. What are these things doing in a Mario Kart game, in a Mario game in general? It's not things you expect. These nice little touches that they put are just amazing.
So you heard it here first. Mario Kart 8 has better graphics than Forza 5.
I mean, it's in 60 frames at 1080, so...
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
Am I the only person that hasn't played it yet?
No, you're not. I haven't either.
Yeah, I played it the other weekend. I felt like I was a kid again. Like, it was so just mind-numbingly fun. Instantaneously.
I wouldn't go buy a Wii U, though, for it, unfortunately.
I want to. I'm close to buying a Wii U.
Yeah. I think the value's there, really. I mean, I think it's a good purchase. I think out of the three right now, that's the one to go get. It really is. Good games are on there.
I definitely agree with you. It's actually the only one that has any sort of games like it all.
Yeah,
that's true too.
We've been preaching on the podcast about how the value of the Wii U is incredible right now compared to everything else. There's nothing else. Everything is third party that's coming out, and that stuff's great. But I mean, why would you go buy an Xbox One? Why would you go buy a PS4 right now? You could save money, just buy a Wii U. You can get two games if you buy that. Mario Kart 8 Wii U bundle, you get two games. Once you order Mario Kart 8, you get a free game, and it's $340 right there.
Right.
Like have somebody beat that value.
Not just that too, is also if you have the Digital Deluxe promotion that I was telling you about at work. Every time you buy $60 worth of stuff, because it all just keeps collecting and rolling over, you get another $5 back to use on digital stuff. It goes right on your Nintendo ID account or whatever. And then on top of that, the Club Nintendo rewards that you can get. So you get that's a different set of currency that you have, and you gain coins. And then they have, they have a bunch of tchotchkes that you can use and stuff like that. But they also have about 4 digital titles per month. And right now it ends tomorrow, I think. But they have Super Metroid, Mario Kart 64, and 2, like I think Brain Age something, and some other little game. But they're only like 200 coins. Granted, you only get about 70 per new release. But anything from the 3DS and a Wii U count towards it.
That's cool.
You just register them on there, and you get to get new games.
It's really hard to beat that right now.
It really, it's incredible. It's a shame that Nintendo doesn't like exploit or try to go out at the other competitors and be like, listen, like fans, look at what we're doing right now. You don't hear about these things on TV. At least I never see them. I never see advertisements. You hear it from a friend of a friend that tells you what Nintendo's doing, and that's just not good for them. It's a shame.
Yeah, our friend Vince has been really like evangelizing to us about it, and it's kind of changed my perspective on Nintendo a lot. And you think about like as far as new generation consoles, they're the only ones that are going to probably have games for the next probably 2 years, you know. So it could be a really good investment just for that, for the next couple of years, just to be able to do anything on a new console.
Absolutely. I mean, if you count 3DS World, you have 3DS World, Donkey Kong, which is good, Mario Kart 8, and then Smash Brothers this year. Like, give me better games than those from Xbox or PlayStation. We're not going to get any games for them. We have Titanfall and Second Son. That's pretty much it for exclusives.
Yeah.
And everything's delayed. Everything is delayed this year. It's ridiculous. Anything else? Oh, I wanted to ask, how's the rubber banding that they're
I feel like it's not that big of a thing anymore. Because you can only have one item at a rip, so you can be very defensive with it. Yeah. Whenever I get towards the front, I just hold if it's a banana peel or if it's a shell or something, I just hold it behind me, and I'll cover my butt if anyone's trying to hit at me. But I mean, you have a lot of things like now they have that super speaker or music box or whatever it is. Whenever you're gonna get hit by a blue shell, because that was the terror of the past games, that you can deflect that now. So
does it still explode, or is it just
the shell when it hits you? No, yeah, it explodes, but
if you block it, does it still?
No, it just breaks up like a normal shell.
That'd be a good way to fuck everybody behind you.
Yeah, right.
Well, I noticed when I was playing too that things track a little differently too. Like the red shells don't automatically hit. Like if you're the way that the tracks are set up, like there's a lot more stuff that gets in the way, and you know it's harder to hit you. You have to have a little more skill sometimes to do it, or be closer rather than just like hitting someone from across the track. Just because you had a red shell.
I always thought it would make that game even more fun if they made the red shell just a little bit faster than you, so you had a chance to kind of outrun it, and you could just see it like creeping up on you over time. it would make you drive a lot harder. You'd probably crash, or you get close to somebody, try to like use it like a heat seeker. You know how they have like flares. You can have it chase somebody else. That'd be amazing. Would have been so fun. Because there's nothing like that feeling when you're down a straightaway and on the map you see that red shell coming. And you're pressing the button harder. You're not going any faster, but you're cutting corners sharp. It would be a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah.
I'm convinced that those green shells have a little bit of a homing property to them now, though. They hit way more often than they used to.
I mean, you just gotta lead them.
True. Yeah.
So what else? I played Smash, Dota, and FTL. That's the last time. And then last time we talked, that's what I did.
Two most recent games for new games is unfortunately Watch Dogs, and the other one is The Forest.
I told you to stay away from Watch Dogs.
Yeah, yeah. I knew that one was coming.
So you don't like Watch Dogs?
No, not really. But then again, I'm not a fan of many sandbox games. I'm certainly not a fan of the Grand Theft Auto series. So your Saints Row and your GTA games, they all have the same feel for me. I just don't like that type of play. I thought there would be something that would really set it apart, but I haven't really seen much of it.
It's not that great.
No, it's not. It's nothing new. Like it's the marketing for the game was a big tease. I mean, really far fetched than normal. I mean, they showed that game to be groundbreaking, and this is just ordinary.
Yeah.
Also, the driving sucks.
Yeah.
Yes, the driving feels like it's a boat mixed with a forklift.
Whoa.
It's
Yeah,
really
it's
bad.
bad.
If you spend half the game driving, it's not a good idea to make the driving actually bad. It's pretty bad. Like I don't want to be in a car at all.
Yeah.
It's like
Well,
you
yeah.
ever play this? You ever play those Mafia games?
Yep.
I actually
actually
like the.
I like the second a lot, but the driving in those games
Yeah.
is fucking terrible. It was
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you can get pulled over for going over the speed limit, but you like as soon as you press like the gas, you just floor it. In like 2 seconds, you're going 50 miles per hour, and then you got to slam on the brakes. It was bad. I used to just run everywhere that I could. Hated
The one thing
driving.
about that Watch Dogs game that I don't understand is the big hype about it when it first came out too was, I just broke into this guy's world, I invaded his world, and I hacked him. Yeah. Well, you ask him straight up, what does that do? Well, I got his ass. What does that do? Like, explain. Oh, I've got notoriety from it. That's it. That's it. Nothing. No.
Is there even like is the hacking even do anything for you? Or is it just like you're just running around shooting people?
Hacking is the most useful thing I've seen for it is for chasing, because even though the driving is terrible, most of the game or many parts of the game you're going to be forced to drive or escape from police or just people who generally want to kill you for looking the way you do. And you have to hack the same things over and over again. You have to hack up a barricade so that it comes up right in front of the vehicles, or
Bridge.
mix up the spotlights, the stoplights, which actually doesn't make any sense, because if you just stand next to an intersection and you switch the lights, all 4 lanes will floor it as fast as they can and smash into each other.
That actually
Well, the drawbridges were fun, even though
Yeah.
for some reason this city has way more drawbridges than a normal city would have.
Oh yes. They
Like,
have.
every bridge is a drawbridge.
Oh yeah, I heard they added like lakes or something to the game, and Chicago's not by like a lake or something. I don't know. I don't know the geography of Chicago, but that's what I heard. Heard it wasn't as accurate as what people wanted or they expected.
I'm not really sure. I've never.
Me either.
Well, I
But
mean,
like-
the same thing goes for Seattle and infamous Second Son. It's got a lot of the locales that look exactly like they do in real life, but it's by no means the same place.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Like, why not just build a city then? Because then you can do more interesting stuff. You can have drawbridges that lead into something cool. You can like pretty much make combos with your hacking abilities. With the set like geography, then you have to go with what is out there.
Right.
I don't know. So no on Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
No on Watch Dogs. No. It's a thing that if you for somehow come across it that you can play it for free, go for it. Form your own opinion. Don't waste your money.
How's it
It's
look?
like how's it look?
Yeah.
When it's raining, it looks cool.
Yeah, but I'm playing it on the Xbox One, and you can, if you look at Forza 5 and then you look at this, you know that there could be so much more potential for that.
I bet Mario Kart looks better.
Oh no.
Hell
shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Probably does.
Absolutely.
Obviously, so I don't know. But yeah, it's very, very disappointing, but kind of expected at the same time. It was overhyped for sure.
Oh yeah.
I heard that like that big demo they showed off at E3 a couple years ago wasn't even part of the game. Like that level's not in there.
No.
When he's in the club doing the thing, and then he comes out with the cops or whatever. That's not even.
Well, they changed a lot since when they originally planned on releasing it last November. So last November it felt a lot more like the Deus Ex Human Revolution.
Mhm.
That was kind of the impression people were getting, very stealth focused. And now it's just completely abandoned that whole original image.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I mean, that game got delayed too.
It
Yeah,
got
oh, yeah.
delayed, and it felt. I subscribe to a subreddit called Game Physics, and like every single top post in Game Physics was like was a Watch Dogs post, and Game Physics is just a subreddit where they show like ridiculous things happening in the game. Like this one guy setting his cup on top of an invisible car, walking away, and realizing he left his cup on top of the invisible car and walking back and grabbing the cup. And just, I mean, I'm sure that it doesn't happen a lot, but it seemed to happen more than what you'd expect. So it was like unpolished at the same time, too.
Yeah, I heard you can like run out in front of trains and they just stop on a dime. They won't hit you or something like that.
Really?
Yeah. I guess there's a video
It's
going
not something
around.
I would try.
Yeah, there's like a video going around of all the exploits that you could do in that game. I don't know.
That ain't right.
I never thought Watch Dogs looked that great, other than that original trailer or demo they had, and then the game's I know. And I also my biggest pet peeve about that game that I haven't even played. I'm reviewing the game that I haven't played. I heard that if you fail a mission midway, you got to restart the whole thing. Or if somebody spots you, maybe that was it.
Ugh.
Oh, yes.
Spots
If you're in a, there are stealth missions where you have to stealth.
and if you get spotted, you got to.
Yeah, it's like the what were those in Assassin's Creed?
The Black Flag, that pisses me off.
Yeah, the Da Vinci missions and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
If you got spotted, you had to start all over. It was just like that.
I
Yeah.
hate that stuff.
Yep, I do too. And that it's not only just those types either. It's the other types like they'll say escape these individuals. So I had the bright idea to drive across a narrow bridge, get out of my vehicle, and then blow up all the vehicles as they got stuck on the bridge. And it failed me for that because I was literally supposed to drive away and escape them, not outsmart them.
Well, I mean, it's a paradox if you kill them. Maybe they needed to be alive.
Yeah. I don't know. Ubisoft games I'm always nervous around. Assassin's Creed 2 was great. That was the last one. I played the third one. Didn't have it. I never even finished it. I
didn't finish it either.
Well, let's be careful here. Assassin's Creed 2 was good until the ending cost. Then you're like,
No,
what?
Assassin's Creed 2. I thought Assassin's Creed 2 the whole way was good.
I like that a lot.
You killed the Pope.
The Wizard in Assassin's Creed 1 was like, did you fight? He turned into like a dragon or some crazy shit. I don't remember the fight. That game was awful.
Assassin's Creed 1, I think, was a good proof of concept.
Yeah.
And then you get to 2, and it was good. And Brotherhood, I thought was a good follow-up. And then after that, it just kind of
it just started losing me. Like, I mean, especially once they brought guns in. I was never a fan of the guns. When I was running around with a gun in 3, I was like, this isn't Assassin's Creed for me. I don't want to shoot soldiers off the top of rooftops. I want to climb up the rooftop and stab them. I don't want to.
I mean, you still could do that, I guess.
And Black Flag was ridiculous with the amount. They gave you like 40 weapons or something, but like they very often put you in situations where you couldn't use them. It didn't really matter. It was just. Ugh. I had a lot of fun with the kind of, what are they called, the contextual controls. In 2, there weren't very many contextual controls, so you just kind of you do something and it would move relatively smoothly. It's always been a little weird in Assassin's Creed, but by the time you got the Black Flag, there were so many different things you could do just standing next to something. Like I would be trying to open a chest and I would perch on it and then I would jump far away and I'm just trying to do one thing, and the whole game was like that. The only thing I liked about Black Flag was the ships.
Yeah, I heard the ships and getting like the sea shanties. Is that what they're called?
Yeah,
that was fun to do.
That part was super fun. The rest of it was just.
Yeah. So what else? What else do we got?
WildStar.
WildStar.
Yeah.
Oh, I've heard a lot about WildStar in this past week. A lot.
Right?
I swore that I would never play an MMO again,
Oh, me too.
and this fucker over here decided I'm gonna talk about WildStar, and then I started watching YouTube videos and people talking about the dungeons. Yeah. And how they're hard and new and innovative, or not innovative, but maybe rewarding while you're doing them. So I bit the bullet, and I'll at least get my money's worth out of the game. I just got the 20, which is where you get your first dungeon, so we'll see. So far, it's an MMO.
Is it free to
Just
play?
like any other one. No.
It's actually a subscription model.
No,
It's a subscription-based MMO. However, you can, like EVE Online, pay for the game by playing it. With the stuff called cred. You can use cred to pay for your subscription.
And you pay for it.
If you play and you can get enough cred. Or you can sell your cred to other people and get gold for the cred, and then just pay the subscription fee if you want.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting concept for the.
And I'm not as well initiated. He's played a lot more MMOs than I have, but it's been my favorite so far. I played was it The Old Republic, and I played
Final Fantasy 14.
Yeah, 14. 14 was just like boring. And then I played WoW, but I didn't really like WoW that much. I don't know. But this one is like active enough, and I really like the sci-fi Western setting a lot. It's one of my favorite things. I think it was just if there was an MMO out there made for me, this was probably it.
I like making my house.
Yeah, the housing.
It's like Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
There was a Penny Arcade comic about that where it's like, oh, my whole guild's playing, and then it got to 14, and everybody stopped leveling up, and it's like they unlocked the Animal Crossing mode in the game, and it's exactly like Animal Crossing. You can buy everything for your house and expand different rooms and stuff, and the coolest part about the housing is that you can put the shit wherever you want to put it. And we talked about this in our podcast, but if I want to put the bed on the wall and make it as big as the fucking wall, I can do that if I want to. For some reason, I don't know why they allowed you to do that, but you could basically do whatever you want.
Well, I think it allows you a lot of customization too. I think I saw some people in the beta had they don't have grand pianos in the game, but people
built the grand piano,
like grand pianos and like stuff out of the tools they give you. So it's really powerful and interesting.
God bless creative people. I'm not creative at all. I could not do shit like that.
The creative people will create tutorials for you to do it.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to those coming out. Oh, well, this is how you make an X-wing and put it in your front yard. So
is it like, I don't really know anything about this game. Is it a full release or is it beta or?
Full release.
It's full release as of Tuesday.
Yeah, I never even heard of it until it came out.
We saw it at PAX.
Is it like fantasy?
It's sci-fi western basically. It's like it's kind of cartoon. It's cartoony graphics.
It's very
kind of
cartoony.
WoW, I guess, but modern or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And
the combat's extremely different because it uses if you've ever played, I'm sure Dota 2 has it, but if you ever played League of Legends, there's this thing called skill shots where it has basically a reticle and it goes, this is going to go this way, and you have to aim it at stuff instead of targeting something and have it always hit it. Every single ability is a skill shot, unless it's like a heal or something. So, and even enemies will do the same thing. So there's a lot of moving around and dodging instead of just standing in one spot, spamming abilities and doing a rotation.
It's a lot more active.
So that seems exciting because that was one thing I hated about not Dota. WoW was just always standing. It was like a combination of just pushing the same buttons over and over again. Like it just got boring. That's why I was always more of like a Diablo. I know they're not the same, but I always like Diablo more because I could run around and throw my abilities, stuff like that.
Yeah, it's more like that. It really is because you can hit like every single one of my abilities almost hits more than one thing in a certain area. Like my auto attack will hit 5 things in this certain area. This cone.
So it's like all AOE attacks.
Almost. And I've only played one class. It's hard to review a game that you've only played for a week.
We're
especially if it's MMO.
We're not even enough content.
On 8-Bit Bourbon Podcast, we're famous for reviewing games that we haven't even played. So.
Oh, of course.
You played for a couple days. I won't mind.
Well, if you like MMOs and you're looking for something new, you can at least get your money's worth out of it, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Imagine it's PC only.
What's that?
Is it PC only?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm out. I need to get a gaming PC someday.
It's great.
Yeah, me too.
Way of the future, man.
What's that?
I said it's the way of the future, man. Like I was a console gamer until like 2 years ago, year and a half ago, exclusively. I mean, I couldn't afford a good gaming rig, and I finally upgraded. And since I went there, like the amount of games you can get for super cheap, like on Steam and through the Humble Bundles and all that sort of stuff, like it's hard. Like all the AAA, a lot of the AAA games, unless they're completely like first party, like usually come to PC eventually, and then you can get them for $5.
Yeah, you can get them on sale for like 75% off.
Yeah, I bought Bioshock Infinite for $7.50.
Oh man, that game is fantastic.
It runs pretty well on my MacBook Pro.
And then it came out for free on PS3.
Yep.
With the PlayStation Plus. So.
You guys just reminded me. I need to grab Hotline Miami while it's still $1.49.
That's such a good game.
So
that is a very good game.
Yeah.
So fucking hard.
Yeah.
I'm not good enough with mouse and like the WSD controls. I guess.
I did own with a controller.
Yeah. The Xbox One controller got PC drivers finally, so you might be able to use that now.
Keep rubbing this PC stuff in my face.
I
guess I run camp and put Windows on my MacBook. That sounds like a lot of work.
So yeah, I got to keep all of those open, console and PC, because they all have their strengths and weaknesses, in my opinion. And even as comfortable as I feel with the Xbox controllers, when it comes to any type of FPS play or any first-person perspective, the mouse is just it's so accurate in my opinion.
It'll always be better.
Yep.
They'll never be able to match it.
Yeah.
It's easier to click ahead than it is to slowly move a reticle over it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of FPS is like strafing to aim instead of moving the
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
the camera around to aim. You stick it where you want it and then strafe around. So
Done.
yeah, I love the mouse.
Yeah, you can't beat it. I always said like people always like say console gamers are better at like first person shooters. Those people never play PC games. Like if Xbox ever opened it up so people on Titanfall could play each other PC versus Xbox One or 360, PC people would just destroy them. It would be no contest. I couldn't imagine controlling a Titan with a mouse. The accuracy that you would have would just be devastating. You would hit everything like a melee. Melee has always been fine in first-person shooters. But can you imagine kicking somebody with like your mouse? It'd be so easy. You couldn't miss them. No way.
Yeah.
Wouldn't happen.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah, it would be great. I don't know why they never did it. When they had Windows, or was it Live for Windows or Windows for Live, whatever.
Oh Jesus!
Could you ever do cross-platform? I don't know.
With Shadowrun or Shadow, what was that game that they had
Shadowrun?
when it first came out? It was on both platforms. You could play against each other, multiplayer. Shadowrun, I think it was called.
Yeah, it's like that was the first time they did that, and then like the last time. So it's like this innovative thing. Oh wait, never mind. No one.
I always wish that like Microsoft and Sony would get together for like say like a charity or something like Extra Life, and just for like one weekend, like they let people from Call of Duty, Xbox versus like PlayStation 4 or whatever. I think that'd be fun if they did that. Let have like a bloodbath.
Oh, you know it would get heated.
Oh yeah,
It would get so heated. I'd take part of it too. Of course I would. I would talk so much smack.
Oh yeah, but they would never do it. Probably for that reason. What else we got? WildStar, we got Watch Dogs, we got Mario Kart 8. Where is he?
I played FTL under from your recommendation, Adam, and
I
it's
still haven't beat it.
it's fucking hard.
It is.
It's so fun.
That last ship is tough.
I don't even understand like what's going on in the last level. Like, are you supposed to engage?
No, you're supposed to lose.
You're not. I don't know if you're supposed to go around and defeat the people before that big ship catches you, or if you're supposed to go right for him.
I don't know. It's so hard, but it's so fun.
It is.
I switched it up on. I think it's the third ship. I switched to a one-man crew with all like robotics that assist me, and I still get my ass kicked. When you have people, when your ship gets boarded, you're fucked. It's so hard to keep your people alive. They start setting fires. You're trying to put fires out. They're killing your guys.
Pause button is your friend.
It is,
Yep.
but it's so fucking hard. I can't think how hard that game is.
I like opening the doors so that there's no oxygen in the rooms, and then trapping them out there, and watching them suffocate slowly.
I wish there was an upgrade. You could suck people out the doors.
Yeah.
That would be amazing. Just to see him like spinning off on the screen or something. So fun. Have you? How many ships have you unlocked? I only have 3, I think.
I only have 2.
Yeah.
I like the second ship.
The one where it cloaks? Is that the cloaking one?
No, the second ship is you get the beam cannon thing.
Yeah, that's the one I like.
And you basically spam that and have the drone floating around.
Yeah.
Cloaking is the third one.
Yeah, the third one, pretty much it goes invisible, and other than that, it doesn't have a shield. So when you're not invisible, you just get fucked up. Yeah, I don't understand how to use that ship at all.
Level the shield up first? I don't know.
I don't know. That's another thing. I've gone through so many variations of how to like level up my ship, and every time I think I got like a good ship, the computer will do something that's exact opposite the way I built, and I'm defenseless against it. It's so random and so hard.
I was watching one of my favorite streamers play League, and what they do is since their queues are so long in the higher ranks, they'll play games like FTL. And he's like, someone gifted him the game, and he's like, oh, this game, okay. He started playing. He's like, oh, this shit's easy, man. I could beat this the first try. And like his lane partner's like, I will suck your dick if you beat it on easy the first time. And I just couldn't stop laughing. It was so funny, and I was just like, yeah, there's no way you're gonna beat that shit.
I'm playing it on easy, and I've still never beaten it. I couldn't imagine what the harder difficulties are like. It'd be insane.
That brings a question I have for everyone. What is the most difficult game you've ever played?
FTL.
Are you serious?
No, it's not FTL. I don't know. It's hard to like pick a difficult game because some games are like just broken. That makes them hard. So you got to try to find a game that's not broken and works.
Some games are repetition based. So
I've never been like a Super Meat Boy kind of like platformer game. I'm sure those are hard.
Those are hard, yeah. But again,
well, has any game caused you to throw your controller?
That's a sin, sir. You never throw your controller.
I've never been like a slammer or a smasher of a thing. So I usually just say fuck it and walk away or something.
Yeah, I do the exact same thing. If I can't do it in 15 minutes, I'm not gonna get pissed off. If I'm feeling like an emotional response that isn't like happiness, I'm just gonna be like, no, that's okay. I'm gonna go somewhere else. I got other things I can do.
Yeah, exactly.
I've only tossed my controller once. Only once in my life have I ever threw one, and I busted that thing to pieces. And that was for Ninja Gaiden 2.
Oh shit!
On the Master Ninja difficulty, I got so mad and so angry.
My Xbox controller, you see how the pieces are broken here at the bottom for the battery pack? Yeah. I don't remember what game that was, but I took the controller, just slammed it on my desk.
It was purged from your memory.
I don't remember what. I wish I could. It was probably like Dark Souls or something.
Dark Souls.
All right. Can you guys see the Q&A thing on our side? People are sending in questions.
Oh, really?
No.
The chat?
I don't know if only I can see it, but I figured we can answer some of these.
I'm gonna.
Oh, Q&A.
Does anybody have...
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
Does anybody have another hard game? Because I kind of ruined that question by saying.
Catherine.
Catherine.
How do
Yeah.
what am I?
You click the Q&A thing on the side if you have it.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to think of like hard games.
Okay. Catherine
Go ahead.
is Catherine's amazing. We actually did an episode on hard games.
Mhm.
I think we called it "Games Are Hard as Balls" or something. And Catherine was one of my favorites just because of they brought everything together in that game. It's an Atlas game, so it has that element of just being an Atlas game, just from the beginning. And then they took the puzzle element of it and then just was like, okay, well here's the puzzle part. Have fun, and then start playing. Like, oh, this is not bad. And then as soon as they start adding in new things to the puzzles, they get extremely hard really fast, and you start dying a lot, and it's extremely frustrating. But once you get to the top, it's really rewarding, and sometimes it's terrifying because you have like nightmares every night because it's during a dream sequence, and you'll have a nightmare, and then in that nightmare, there's like something like the boss, I guess if you want to call it that, is like sometimes they're really scary, and it's just like you're panicking as you're trying to climb this wall of never-ending blocks. Have you guys ever played it at all?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and on the harder difficulty, those get pretty challenging.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy, do they get challenging.
I mean, I think the original Japanese version didn't have the reset button.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Like the like you had to like climb shit. Was that what? And there was like sheep or something.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I played a little bit of it. Yes, it is
Yep.
hard. I'm not good at like puzzle solving shit. Like
Oh man.
Yeah.
It took me a while to beat that game because like I'd play it and I'd be all right, cool, I'm done for right now. Yeah, I'll come back later.
We're all at the age where we grew up with like the extremely hard games. People,
Mhm.
people
Oh, yeah.
nowadays, they don't understand like unless you play like Super Meat Boy or an FTL.
Like the Battletoads.
Contra and
I was
Battletoads.
gonna say Battletoads is the hardest game ever. That part where you have to ride that like rider thing, you gotta dodge shit and jump shit, and you can't see it in front of you. It's impossible to beat.
There's a way to glitch that. I was watching a speedrunner play it, and I was just like,
I've never seen what that game looks past that. For all I know, that
I have never heard either. Until that speedrunner I was watching like a month ago. I have never seen past that part.
But yeah, it's cool to see games come back and be difficult again, like the Dark Souls, the Demon Souls, and then FTL.
Mhm.
Oh, I agree.
There's that new game out. I think it's 1001 Spikes or something like that. It's a platformer. I think it just came out on PS4. It looks really hard. Just check it out.
What about what's that game? Something Berry. Shit, I can't remember right now. I'm gonna look it up.
So I think there's been a big push in games in general to really do that. Like WildStar in particular, I hate to bring it back, but a lot of their push to differentiate themselves is how difficult their raids are and how hard their bosses are.
I can't wait for that because I remember playing WoW and playing dungeons that were fucking hard, and it's just like now when you do a dungeon or something, it's just like frustrating. I don't know how to.
A lot of their stuff is like, you know, you kind of learn the script and then you go by the script. So you kind of, after doing it 15 times and failing, you're not getting much out of it. But with WildStar, you have to be active. And,
the game I was talking about is called Cloudberry Kingdom.
Cloudberry Kingdom.
It's basically like a platformer projectile type game.
Yeah, I played that.
Hell game there, whatever they call it.
I've never even heard of it. All right, so let's answer this kid's question. He wants Hannibal23 wants to know: did we play Injustice?
No.
Nope. I'm one of those hardcore Marvel fans that I don't accept that DC exists.
Oh, fuck off. If you want, I mean, you're old enough to grow up to real comic books by now. I didn't play Injustice, but I read the comic book. The comic book is a fucking 10. It's fantastic.
You're so reliant on Batman. Ridiculous.
If you're in the comics, and if you like the game, read the book. It's really good. Like
when you pick that up,
I think it's so good they can make it. I think they could like make a movie off of it. Like I want to see the Justice League movie, like with this storyline. It's so good.
I really like fighting games, but I don't like it when they veer off direction like that. Like Mortal Kombat versus DC. Why bother? Just keep it Mortal Kombat. Don't deviate from that. Same thing with Street Fighter, and like just keep it right down the middle. Unless it's like Marvel versus Capcom, then that to me is fine.
That's fun game.
I like those too. But once you kind of veer off, it's I don't really care.
I bought Killer Instinct and I played maybe 5 minutes of it, and
I didn't care for it.
I liked it. The original Killer Instinct for SNES is one of my all-time favorite games. I created when I was like 13 years old. I created a 13-hit combo, which I can still do to this day. I can prove it. But like, I don't know,
mashing them buttons.
It's skill. But I don't know. I'm not into fighting games.
I'm not either.
I wish I was, but I just don't understand them. I'm not good at the quarter turns, shit like that. It's not for me.
Yeah, I'm the same exact way. The last fighting game I can remember being good at was Bloody Roar when I was out on the PlayStation.
Bloody Roar.
I was so good at that game, but after that, awful.
I'll give you the best fighting game ever. It was Bushido Blade.
Oh
my God!
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Played a lot of that.
It was like LARPing. If you get hit in the arm, you can't hit the legs. You can't hit the legs. I won so many fights, like on my knees, just lunging forward and sticking it right to somebody's chest.
Yeah, it was basically like you aren't really fighting. It's just like you hit someone with a sword and you win.
Yeah. You like trying to fuck with people, try to hit their arms, legs, instead of like trying to kill them. You just like try to have them so they're defenseless. So funny.
I like this adventure we're going on here.
I know, right?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Because I'm in a room with no light in it at all, and I lost all of it just a second ago.
Bushido Blade was fucking 10. I had another game. Obvious one is Smash Brothers. That's
yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Yeah, but
I play Smash Brothers every week. It's just what
when I tried Mario Kart 8, actually, we had two TVs set up. We had the big TV that had Mario Kart on it, and then we had a smaller TV that had Smash Brothers on 64.
for the people who weren't playing.
For the people who weren't playing, and it ended up we just all played Super Smash Brothers on 64.
On the 64.
Yeah.
That game is so slow when you're playing it.
It was cool. Well, actually, like Barry, one of my friends had like taken the old 64 controllers and like changed out the sticks and modded it so they were like tight again. Because it's hard to find a controller anymore that's actually
they all lean to the side or.
Those things are pieces of shit.
And they're also dirty as fucking hell.
Yeah. It was a lot of fun.
Every piece of Cheeto that you ever ate is embedded somewhere in that joystick. I don't know. And go ahead.
Well, I was gonna change gears a little bit. I wanted to hear about the Forest from Spec because you said you played it. I know it's like an alpha right now, right?
Yes, and very much so. There is so much in that game that is not ready. It should not be available right now. It's got a great idea, and it's going to look great if they finish it, which I hope they do. It's got a very survival horror feel to it. it's just there's just not enough. They introduce items and objects and things you can build and do, but you can't actually do them yet.
Mm-hmm.
It's not even complete enough for an alpha. But I tell you, when it comes time that there's a lot more work's been done to it, consider playing it, because it's going to be pretty cool once it's done.
Okay.
Real quick,
But
do we lose Troutman? Is he
No,
gone?
I'm here. I just.
Okay, just hanging out in the closet.
yeah,
It's. Hold on a second. I'll show you guys in a second.
It actually looks pretty creepy right now.
Yeah, right.
He's
Like,
gonna come out. He's gonna come out
that's-
naked.
I'm sitting in the corner here. This is like our storage room, so I'm like. I sit on the ground over here.
Can you
There
guys
we
hear
go.
me? Can you guys hear me? Okay. I got 2 questions to say.
I can hear you,
Whoa.
but someone's saying that they can barely hear you.
Yeah, I can hear you fine too.
I don't know, guys.
I could say Spec's significantly louder than you, but I can still hear you.
I'll turn him down, I guess. I don't fucking know. Whatever.
Whatever,
Thanks,
person.
Skywalker Yoda. Thanks for letting me know. I don't know. I guess I'll try my preamp. I don't know if that will help. I don't want to be too loud.
Yeah, you jumped up quite a bit.
Too loud?
No, you're good.
That's fine.
Okay. Thank you, Skywalker Yoda. You fucking shit. Anyways, back to the Force. I was not paying attention at all because I was trying to figure out what was going on.
No, the forest it's just not complete. That's all I was basically saying about it. You can try it. I don't recommend trying it now because I think it'll probably hurt your impression of what they're trying to do with this game. There's just not enough to it. I mean, they're pretty much introducing a Kickstarter here that you can move around in, is what it is. It's nothing but a bunch of ideas saying, hey, look what you will be able to do someday.
Probably.
Yeah. Okay. I was curious because I know it was an alpha, but I wasn't. I refused to pay for any kind of early access thing.
Yeah,
No, not necessarily.
that early access thing that's going on is odd to me. I don't understand it. Like people that play DayZ, like why would you want a game to play like that? Like a year before it even comes out, you're not going to be playing. Chances are you're not going to be playing it when it comes out. You know.
Oh, now you're buzzing.
Yeah, now you're buzzing.
I'm buzzing, Jesus.
Yeah. Turn it down a little bit.
Sorry.
Yeah, especially anything pre-beta, I think would be like beta testing. You know, that's a kind of an established thing. Like Starbound is in beta, and it's pretty solid. You can tell that there's holes in the game, but it's a working thing. Going crazy with like releasing like a super pre-alpha is just it's too much.
See, and DayZ is a good example because DayZ is in the alpha, and there's still so much wrong with it. It's so broken in so many ways. However, it's completely trumped by the Forest. I mean, DayZ looks like a completely finished, polished game compared to what the Forest is at right now.
Damn.
That's why I stress I would not even bother with it right now. It'll warp your vision. But I like the idea. I've seen the ideas in the original Kickstarter that they were going with, and yeah, I think it'll be cool once they get further in.
What I just don't get is like as gamers, we all do this. We all move like besides Eric, you played League, so you kind of understand this a little more. Like me and Dota, that's like the only game I'm gonna play for like a year. Like nothing else is gonna get in the way of that. I'll always play Dota.
I've been playing League for 4 years.
Yeah, but what other game do you play for that long? So when you buy an alpha, about time the final version comes out, why would you even want to play it? Like especially if it's a year and a half down.
I have a good example of this, and it's Minecraft. When it first released, when you could first buy it, I played it all the time. By the time that they released it, I was like, I'm fucking sick of this game. I can't play it anymore.
Well, in Minecraft's defense, I'm sure you got your money's worth because that was a solid alpha when it first came out. I mean,
Oh yeah.
It's true.
that worked.
It worked. The game worked.
Yeah,
You could do whatever you wanted.
I don't get the alpha phase thing that's going on, the craze or whatever you want to call it. Alpha phase kind of sounds weird, but I just don't understand. The gamers nowadays they're strange compared to what we used to be. I mean,
Yep.
But the way we played games was finished products. If there was a glitch in the game, it stayed
Yeah.
forever.
Well, there wasn't like patches and stuff when we were kids.
Yeah,
You know?
nothing. I mean, you weren't gonna plug your SNES into something to get an update, or if it was there, it was there. it kind of shows, like, I don't know if games are harder to develop now, or it just shows how much better they were back in the day to send games out that never had like game-breaking glitches. Like, how many game-breaking glitches, like save files that get fucked up? Or I mean, look at Battlefield 4. That game was a fucking mess.
Does it even work now? You know?
I don't know. I stopped playing it.
Yeah, I completely got rid of it.
I will never play another EA Battlefield game.
I regretted going from Bad Company 2 to Battlefield 3 because I liked Bad Company 2, but Battlefield 3 to Battlefield 4 was such a cliff dive into nothing.
Yeah.
It was so bad. I can't do another one. I can't.
That shit was a joke.
I actually need you guys to make sure to remind me. Don't ever do that again.
Yeah. I don't care. I will not play. I will not. The only EA game I'll play is probably Dragon Age Inquisition and NHL 15.
Very interested about Dragon Age.
Did you guys play the second one? A lot of people did.
Oh yeah, I played both of them, and I'm very interested to see how this is going to turn out because I had a lot of. I played both the first and second one. I enjoyed the first one. I didn't like the second one. But I had a lot of gripes and complaints. But I hear that there's a lot of changes coming to that, and I'm very interested to see what they mean by that.
I'm curious what bothered you about the second one.
Yeah, that's what
Okay, well, the major problem I had with the series in general was, first of all, I'm not a fan of that style of. It's not turn-based combat, but it's also it's like an inactive combat.
Mm-hmm.
It's like how you do in MMOs. You hit like the attack button and you wait for them to finish their animation, then you continue on with whatever you want to do next. I'm not a very big fan of that. I'd rather more like the Kingdom Hearts style. However, the difference between 1 and 2 is 1, I thought the story and everything that was going on was just awesome. I loved everything behind it. I was into it. I wanted to see what was happening next. Even the DLC got me right into it. But 2, I didn't care what was going on. There was no point in that story, and that only took place in that city, that I cared. I just lost so much interest.
Yeah,
it felt so minor compared to the first game.
Yeah, that would kill a game for me too. I actually hadn't played it. Like I thought about trying it out just because it was it's made by BioWare, right?
Yeah.
So
and
like sorry, go ahead.
They did up it. The combat looked a lot better and the combat was a lot smoother. It was it felt so just irrelevant.
I gotta say, I really, really liked Dragon Age 2. I thought it was a fucking awesome game. And it's funny, like, there's people like me that heard good things about the first one, and then they changed up everything for the second one, and I really, really like the second one. Never played the first one, but then there's people that played the first one that hate the second one. So it's kind of it kind of makes me nervous of what they're going to do with this third game. But
well,
I mean, if you can get it cheap, I would highly recommend the second one. I thought it was great.
You should be able to too. You should be able to get a hold of either one of them pretty cheap now. But yeah, they've stated that there's a lot of big changes compared to the first 2 games coming to the third one. I'm not sure what they mean by that, but
do we know?
I'm interested.
Do we know?
It seems like 3 is almost like Dragon's Dogma-esque, like with a big open world.
I would love that. I would love that. I love Dragon's Dogma.
I never played it.
I only played the second one. I never played the first one. And the second one, the parts I did like, I liked the battle system, and I liked how the conversation system was like Mass Effect. But beyond that, I got really tired of it. I hated the recycling of the same areas over and over again. It felt like you were just caged in that one city and the one outlying grounds, and that was it. So it kind of got boring in that sense, but the story was very good.
Well, sort of. Speaking of number 3, third games in a series, Witcher 3. Is anyone else as excited about that?
Oh yes.
We last night in our podcast, we probably talked 20 minutes on it.
Yes.
And new trailers, a fucking 10. It's so good.
I've never played The Witcher, so what am I missing?
Well, first of all, I played the first one. I have a chronological problem. I cannot play or watch a sequel or a prequel or something unless I see it in the order that it was intended. Or I will throw a hissy fit and I just won't watch it or play it. So I had to go back and play the original Witcher, and it was long, drawn out, slow, and a little bit boring. So it was very discouraging to play the second one. But the second one, it felt like the first time I'd ever played an RPG. There was so many. There was a good story, a great character, and there was so many different little elements and building my character the way I wanted to. It was like tradition done right, is what it felt like to me.
Yeah. And it has all the points of the good, like an RPG I want to play, like an action-based combat system.
Are
The
you
story
vacuuming in there?
is the story is amazing, and your choices like matter. It changes the entire game. You know, the choices you make,
Yep.
the things that you do, like that. That's the game I want to play.
And I love how Tywin Lannister is one of the voice actors in it, which is it's great for me.
His voice is like unbelievable.
Oh, it's so good. It's like besides Last Action Hero, he was meant for Game of Thrones and Witcher 3.
Yeah.
If you guys remember Last Action Hero, he was the
Oh yeah.
guy with
Yeah.
the huge gun. That guy was fucking great. You know what? This funny that movie's probably like 20 years old, and he doesn't look like he's aged a day. He looks exactly like he looked like in that movie.
This is English actors, man. None of them made.
I know.
There's a high school photo of him floating around on Twitter, like recently within the last couple of days. And now you're right, he doesn't look a day older than that.
Yeah. Connor Mendez Perez Andres, if that's your whole name, that is quite impressive. He says hi. We'll answer his question. That's
Hello.
It's not really a question.
Ooh.
There's a bunch of like I don't think these people are from like America, which is kind of cool. Got an international following. Jace wants to know: do we expect Rockstar to make Grand Theft Auto 6?
Definitely.
Obviously. Yeah, I mean,
100%.
100%.
Yeah.
in my personal opinion, I hope there's 2 more Red Dead Redemptions before the next Grand Theft Auto.
Oh hell yeah.
Yeah, it'll take
Yeah.
quite a few years for it, but yeah, there's no way it's not.
We'll probably get at least 2 of them on this
I've
generation.
read places that they have a lot of years worth of content they can put into games. So
Yeah.
I would prefer them to go back to like the Vice City style, like stories.
Yeah,
I thought that
I
was the best one. I love the Scarface stuff to it. I thought that was fantastic. I love the era that they used.
I think they'll go towards the stories type games that they had on PlayStation 2 and PSP before they do a full-fledged edition like 6.
Yeah, so I mean that's gonna happen. And he also wants to know: do we expect another Army of 2 game?
No.
I never played any of them.
No.
I never thought they looked good. Although I heard decent things about the second one.
The whole design between all 3 games was to really expand on cooperation. 2 players working in complete unison and just really expanding on that. Not that having that as an option, but that being based around the entire game. And they just didn't do very well ever. None of the games did well. They had so many flaws and so many errors that I think it would be completely stupid for them to jump back into that series.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
I like it conceptually, but if the game can't deliver, then what's the point?
Yeah.
I always just thought those 2 characters were the most unlikable characters you could ever put into a game.
Yeah, like that was part of it. The character development, the story, the mechanics, and the UI was just bare and plain and boring.
Yeah, I just always thought they looked like cheap rip-offs of Deathstroke. nothing special about them. I think every time you guys watch Arrow by any chance, it's like kind of a guilty pleasure of mine.
Is it good?
It's awesome. I loved it. The first first season.
I don't know. You're crackling your shit right now. All I know.
Okay. The first season's on Netflix. I highly recommend it.
That's my cue right now.
Yeah, the first you gotta remember it's a CW show.
Oh.
So it's gonna be corny. It's gonna be a lot of like shirtless dudes for a little while. And once you get past, like, the acting does get better, and once you get past like the way it is, it's actually a really fucking good show. And I haven't watched the second season, but I heard it's amazing. Like,
How long does it take to kind of get off the ground?
I would say like 5-6 shows maybe. I don't know. I'm okay with campy and I'm okay with corny, and if you go in with that attitude, I think you'll be able to watch it. because it's really cool. Like a really cool origin story. I was never really a big Green Arrow fan. I never really knew much about him. I knew from Justice League, and
Yeah, that
I think he's a good character because he's like a I don't want to say superhero because he's just like Batman, doesn't have any powers, but he's a killer. He doesn't put people in jail. He murders them, which is kind of a cool thing for DC to do. It's interesting to see a superhero do that.
I'm surprised they did that.
Spec your face. Your face, man.
I'm just laughing, DC fans. You all are so reliant on Batman. He is your rock.
All right, who's Marvel Rock?
Marvel, you don't need a single one. You just got all of them. I mean, they got the greatest villain,
Who?
Magneto.
We
Oh,
have the
God,
Joker.
yes.
The Joker
Oh,
is
please,
the greatest
please.
villain of all time.
please. The Joker is just crazy. He's just insane.
Yeah, and yeah, there's no argument there. I'm sorry. I'm a big fan of Magneto, but
Did anyone else see First Class?
I did. I was
First
Or
Class,
not
you
First
mean.
Class, but the Days of Future
Yeah.
Past.
I have
Yeah.
not. I have not seen it. I want
Yep,
to.
I've seen it.
Good.
It was fun.
It's to me like when First Class came out, it was a breath of fresh air since they butchered the
Yeah.
previous X-Men movies.
Oh God, yes.
I thought First Class sucked. The acting was so bad. January Jones is the worst actor ever, and she had 10 minutes way too much to do with that movie. I liked what they were trying to do. I liked Magneto and I liked Professor X, but I thought that movie was not as good as what people made it be. Because it was good because the other ones were so fucking bad.
One of
Yeah,
my
lots of
concerns, one of my big concerns about this new one here, and a lot of people had this concern too, was Hugh Jackman is playing Wolverine again. And as we all know, when Hugh Jackman plays Wolverine, which I like him as Wolverine, it's all about him. Every X-Men movie with him in it has just been Wolverine. Everyone stop and look at Wolverine.
Yep, that was my complaint.
Well,
However,
it's because those movies sucked and he was the only good part of them. I mean,
however,
they realized that they needed him.
Michael Fassbender as Magneto.
Oh God, yeah.
He's
There-
so good.
Yeah. Him against Sentinel was just.
I'll never
It's
forget
just-
that scene where he was in the First Class there, where he went into that bar and he just killed those two
Yeah.
Germans. That was just so badass.
So angry.
Yeah.
He's so good at being angry.
Hugh Jackman
Intensity.
couldn't take the film from him. There's no way.
I was really nervous because I'm not a big fan of Bryan Singer. I liked the second one, but what they did with the first and the third, I know he didn't direct the third, but they added every single X-Men ever in the third movie.
Yeah.
It seemed like they were trying to do it with this new one, and I was really worried if they're going to pull it off. And I haven't seen it, but everybody says it's fantastic.
Yeah, it was really good.
They did take some time to really They had some fun with the extra characters that they did put in, Kitty Pryde and Colossus and all that stuff. You got to see.
Quicksilver.
Yeah, and Quicksilver was hilarious, but they still did a lot of the concentrating on Wolverine and all that stuff, but they did give them a little
I
space
am
to play
getting tired
around.
of, like I said, I said on our podcast, I'm getting tired of the Wolverine Magneto Mystique movie.
Yeah, but they're not. I mean, those
Yeah.
are draws. I mean, the best actors arguably are those characters. They're not gonna let Jennifer Lawrence go anywhere, and they're not gonna.
I'm
let
hoping.
Fassbender.
Did you guys hear about the Stinger or see the Stinger? Spec, did you see the Stinger?
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
Who's drinking?
I don't really have much of an opinion either way. I mean,
Is it
I mean, I like Apocalypse.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
As a villain. I think if they I don't know.
I think that I think he needs to be further down the road, in
They
my
have-
opinion.
I think
so?
they just have
Yes.
They have way too much explaining to do. First of all,
Yeah.
in X-Men 3, they had one of my personal favorite actors as my favorite X-Men, Angel, Ben Foster, who played Angel. They need to bring him back if they're gonna have Apocalypse, because he's one of the four
Four Horsemen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, four horsemen. They have to bring Cable into the series, and they have to explain the fact that Cable is Jean Grey and Cyclops' son from the future.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
way. I mean, like you think of like the like the Avengers movies, and a lot of shit they need to explain.
Hold the phone.
Are you flushing the toilet? Um, but like, there's so much stuff they need to explain in those the movies that do Apocalypse, and Apocalypse is badass.
Oh yeah. Like that part excites me, but you guys make a really good point. Like I don't. How would they do that?
I don't know. If they do it, I feel like it needs to be like 3 movies in itself.
Yeah.
I can't unmute him.
Oh, I might be able to. I didn't even know you could mute him. I can't. Oh, I got him. Okay.
There we go. He's back.
I wanted to ask you guys real quick. Did they mention at all that Quicksilver is Magneto's kid?
Yes.
They kind of hint that, yeah.
And also, have any of you guys seen Winter Soldier?
Oh God, yes, that was a fantastic movie.
At the end of Winter Soldier, spoilers, like after the credits, they have Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in like captivity. So they have Magneto's kids in the Avengers movie, and I guess they're supposed to play a big part.
Yes.
Which is kind of weird because their Quicksilver is in X-Men right now. Was Scarlet Witch there at all? In the new X-Men movie?
No.
I don't really know much about her.
No, she wasn't.
I know she's Magneto's kid, and I know I know those two have a big part of the new Avengers movie.
See, like you DC fans have your own little world of what's going on in DC. Us Marvel fans, the same thing, and there's a lot of discussion and issues going on because there doesn't seem to be a connection, and people want that connection, especially being so close together. With the new Avengers coming out, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are playing a massive new role. But first of all, there's different actors playing the 2 roles, and then there's this that just came out. But there's a lot of confusion there, and I'm not
it'll be interesting.
really sure how that happened.
A lot of stuff I heard about the new X-Men movie is how Quicksilver kind of stole the movie, and how he has, like, I haven't seen it, but I guess he's got like some amazing like fight scene or something.
He's in there for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
He makes an impression. Like that's most of the scenes I remember best have him in it.
Yeah.
At least as far as entertainment factor.
And now in the Avengers movie, you have the kid that played Kick-Ass as Quicksilver.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Which for some reason this movie feels like it's coming a lot faster than it actually is, because there's a lot of talk about it, and they were supposed to do Ant-Man before that.
Yeah, so I saw Andrew Trautman got kicked off that project.
Oh God, I was so sad when I heard that.
Me too.
Scott that probably ruined that movie. Yeah.
Scott Pilgrim and all the Shaun of Dead, whatever that trilogy's called.
Cornello.
Yeah, those movies are fucking fantastic.
Yeah.
So video games, huh?
Yeah, that's kind of like what happened to our podcast this week. It was like, oh, we mentioned the X-Men movie, and then all of a sudden we on this long ass rant about Marvel and stuff, and Ant-Man, and
how they're playing fast and loose with canon and all that stuff.
I love movies, so I'll talk movies all day.
But I still do GameFly, so I still get games. Random. The last one I got was South Park: Stick of Truth.
Oh yeah, did you like that?
Go on.
I'm not a.
Here we go again.
Oh my God, Space.
I'm not. No, I don't know what to do. There's nothing. I'm in a quiet room with nothing going on.
I think somebody's like flushing the toilet somewhere. So
No, that doesn't help. I don't know what else to do.
That was a good crotch shot, too.
Sound here.
Is it the fan?
You like that?
Yeah, you just nailed that.
This is the fan on your computer.
Oh yeah.
it could be that.
But yeah, South Park: Stick of Truth. I'm not a fan of turn-based. However, that game was absurdly funny. It was so funny.
Yeah.
It was perverse.
I heard.
But,
I heard
it
it had a good time, like 11, 12 hours. It was like a good length.
Yeah, it was 11, 12 hours if you try and do as much as you can. That's about as long as it took me. But you can tell that Trey Parker and Matt Stone were right there working the entire project, because it was just like their show.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Oh, did you guys ever get a chance to try Hitman Go?
Yes.
Did you like it?
Yeah, mostly.
Oh, mostly.
Mostly.
Uh-oh.
Getting stuck sucks.
Yeah, it does. It's hard. I'm just not good at. I always just find myself playing puzzle games and I suck at them.
Yeah. Sometimes they're hard too, so it's like
Yeah.
you get stuck, and then you could spend real money to get hints, and it's like,
Yeah, that's
no.
like fuck you.
I already
Doing
spent
that.
$5 in this game.
Yeah,
What the hell do you want
exactly.
from
I
me?
mean, I'm okay if you do that if it's a free to play game, but other than that.
Sorry, people do guides online, so if
And
it's really stuck, you can do that.
also, if you guys are Android people, it came out on Android, so grab it.
Did you get
Yeah,
a
I
chance to?
did.
Did you get a chance to try Wolf Among Us?
I haven't. Did you play the fourth one? Or is it the fourth episode or whatever?
Yeah, like
I've heard very mixed things about it.
yeah, I heard that one was probably like kind of because it's what I heard is like it doesn't really go anywhere. Like it's just kind of like 3 hours of not enough. I haven't had a chance to play it because early access for I pre-ordered WildStar, so early access came at the same time that I got episode 4. So I haven't had a chance yet, but I still think it'd be worth checking out. Especially if you said you like playing on a iPad, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
still
I
get that
see
same
that's on.
experience.
I'm
So
sure it's good. Have any of you guys played like Walking Dead or any of those on iPad?
Oh, no, iPad.
I'm sure they run good.
it seems like it'll only be like a little easier. I play with like a controller on my PC, so it gets kind of weird sometimes. It'd probably be easier if I just used my mouse. But,
I'm really hoping from E3 they show something of the Game of Thrones Telltale game.
yeah, I really want to see where that goes.
I know. I'm interested to see if they're gonna do like the real story or break it off into something that isn't part of like the main story.
Speaking of E3,
Yeah.
just one thing, only one thing that you want to see out of E3.
Oh, us.
Yep.
Games.
I wanna
Just
see-
one. It can be anything, but just one thing.
I would like to see a Wii U price drop.
$300.
$300 or $250. I think they need to do it. I think
I'd probably get one if it was that cheap.
Yeah, I think a lot
Yep.
of people would, especially.
I think a lot of people would.
Yeah, PlayStation or Sony and Microsoft are going to come out and say we have all these games 2015, and then if Nintendo came out and said, well, you can buy all these games now, and our system is $250, I think they could move some units.
Oh yeah.
What else? Anybody?
Nate?
Yeah. Do you have any?
Well, one thing you want to see from E3.
The one thing I want to see from E3? DayZ for consoles?
Daisy for consoles.
Yeah.
That may be happening for Sony. I doubt that'll happen for Xbox.
I don't know. The way that Dean Hall responded when he saw when he went and visited Microsoft and saw all the stuff that they're planning on doing, that really impressed on him. So I don't think he's going to discount them.
Yeah, Trautman, we're losing you, man.
I'm not having any problems on my end. You are very cracked, and the other two guys are fine. I don't know what to do. It's a freaking shitty setup I have here.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
I'm just having an awful time here. I'm sitting on the ground in front of a window. I can't get any light, and you guys saw that going away like a million times.
Like the problem, there's a lot of background noise. It's not a big deal, though. Don't worry about it.
What about
Yeah, you guys.
what about you, Eric?
Well, good trolls.
Wait,
Sorry.
what?
I'm just kidding.
Oh,
I haven't actually thought about it. Give me a minute.
DK?
Man, I just want to see some games for new consoles. Like I don't have a lot of like. I'm really easy to please. Just give me something to make these new consoles worth it this year. Like I want incentive to actually buy them. Something that looks good and works.
I think it was said in the last 8-bit podcast, but I don't think we're gonna I don't think there's gonna be anything for this year for the consoles
And I know there's no hope.
at all.
It'll be Call of Duty and whatever EA's got for us.
I'll
Yeah,
get like
that new cops and criminals thing for Battlefield.
Is that this year?
Battlefield cops and criminals.
Yeah, I mean it sucks. I always say that I don't always say it, but I've been saying it lately. I wish I just bought a Wii U and didn't buy an Xbox One or a PS4 and just waited till there was a game that I wanted. There's no the way I'm built, I'm gonna buy new consoles. Just I've always done it.
Yep, I'm gonna do it no matter what.
But I wish this time I didn't. I wish I waited a year. 'Cause there's nothing.
I can't remember.
My Xbox One just sits there. It doesn't do anything. I don't play anything on it.
I can't remember if it was you or Andy that said it, but it was like you made a good point. Like when you're younger, you're a kid or whatever, like having it first is really important. But now, like as a conscientious consumer, it just doesn't make sense. You know, I paid $500 for this to gather dust. It's just
Yeah, I mean, yeah. My girlfriend loved how I spent $600 right before Christmas on myself. But I mean, I should have never. I should have waited. There was no reason to buy an Xbox One
Yeah,
or
I
even
know.
PS4. And there's not. I mean, there's nothing. They push those systems on us with nothing, and it sucks. But they're great. Don't get me wrong. I love them, but there's just no games to play. I
there's
wish I
not
would've-
potential there.
Yeah, I wish I would have kept my 360 and my PS3 because I sold them. I was like, I'm moving on, not going back to these games. And now I wish I still had them.
I think I'm gonna take this next like year or two and just like hit the PS3 really hard. I actually got my PS3 right as they announced the new systems and their their dates and everything. And I've been doing the PlayStation Plus, getting the free games.
Yeah, now on PlayStation Plus, the games that they say they are releasing that month, they're releasing all of them at the same time instead of you having to go back each week and download them. So
I could be doing that for
the next month. They're just going to come out. I think Terraria is free on the Vita, so I'm looking forward to that.
That's worth it.
Sit on, lay in bed and play Terraria.
No, that's cool.
Get my heart broken by Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah. I would love to talk about the last episode, but we won't do any kind of spoilers or anything.
Yeah, as this person who's read the books, like it's so fun.
Yeah, like
Oh, here we go again.
It's got to be the fan, though. That's the only thing I can think of. It's got to be the fan on the laptop.
that's okay. You don't want to move it. Yeah, as people that read the books, there's still like three big things. I won't name them. There's still like, 3 big things that are gonna happen this season that people are gonna lose their shit over. Like people thought they lost their minds over like the Red Wedding.
Oh God, they don't know.
There's so much stuff that's coming.
Yeah, one of my friends is always like, "You don't even know."
Yeah.
It's awesome, and I won't spoil anything, but the epilogue, you guys know the big epilogue, the big thing that happens at the end of what's this book? Crows? Is it
Feast for Crows?
Feast for Crows. That's one with the epilogue with the big thing that happens, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe so.
And that's this season, so that part is gonna blow people's minds.
I can't wait. I cannot wait.
They better do it. If they don't do it at the end of this season, they save it for like the beginning of next season, I'll hate that show forever.
I don't want to get too specifics, but I was pissed off that they kind of saved some stuff for this season that they could have done last season. Like it could have ended last season with a particular
A wedding of another color.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They could have like. I'm fine with them doing it now, but.
Yeah, when I go on vacation next week, and I think I'm gonna. I've been waiting to read Dance Dragons just because I want like when he announced the next book, I would read it, so I don't have to wait forever. But I think like I've waited long enough. I'm gonna read it. But how do you guys feel about them doing stuff that isn't exactly in the books or even written yet? Like the White Walker kind of thing, like the baby sacrifice thing. Like I've read the books, the first 4.
Yeah, there's no White Walker chapter.
Yeah, there's nothing like that. Like when they took that one little kid out to that pillar or whatever, that altar or whatever it was.
I mean, if anybody's familiar with the books, and I read the first one so far, each chapter is split off into a different character, a third-person view of a character, and when you see 2 characters together that you know aren't in a chapter, you know that this didn't actually happen. So when you're watching it, it's something that he made up, or not he made up, but they made it for the show. So I think it just adds more depth to it to have something for people to latch onto.
I think the good thing is that George Martin himself is actually involved in the process. Like he writes episodes and stuff like that, and the fact that he's there, it's not just like some author sold the rights and it went to shit. Like Dresden Files pissed me off because that's what it was ruined by, that sort of thing, and that's one of my favorite series. So the fact that George Martin's actually active in it and he is helping make these calls and he behind the writers, it's not perfect, but I feel better about it than I would, I think.
Yeah. I really like it, and I couldn't remember. This isn't any spoilers, but I never thought the Hound and Arya ever made it to the Vale. Did that happen in the book? Am I just not remembering that correctly?
No, I don't remember that happening.
In the last episode, they made it to the gate, and then they started laughing. But I don't remember them ever getting that close to Sansa.
I don't think they even made it like.
Yeah.
No, I think they went to some seaside town instead,
Yeah,
and that's where the rest happened.
Yeah, they're changing stuff up, which I mean is fine. But I don't want them to change up like to change up The Walking Dead and ruin The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
I've never watched the shows and I won't watch them, but I will read the books.
You need
if I get the opportunity. I will definitely read them because
they're fantastic books.
I can't do the shows, not after the whole Walking Dead thing that happened, but I will read the books because I love to read. So
in a Game of Thrones defense, the shows are a better like interpretation or adaptation than The Walking Dead is. The Walking Dead changed so much shit around.
By far.
Game of Thrones is pretty much the books with a couple things that they changed or added.
Yeah, I don't think they could have made like a note perfect Walking Dead show anyway. Like that would have been the difference in brutality. You think it's really bad to watch the show, most people do, and then you go back to the books and it's ridiculous. Which makes it good, but it's also, I can see why they made some of those changes.
Okay. I'm starting to sweat because my air conditioner's off, so we can record this. So we're gonna call it. I think we talked decent games, and I actually really enjoyed the Game of Thrones and X-Men and stuff.
Yeah, it was good.
Yep.
You guys can follow us. Follow the boys of Evil Console. I always fuck this up. Did you guys hear me on my podcast?
Yeah. You kind of like.
Because I always want to say at Evil Console. That's your Twitter, but it's at eConsole.
Yeah, it's because Twitter only allows 15 characters because they suck.
So why don't you guys tell them where to follow us?
You can follow us at eCouncil Podcast or visit us at evilcouncil.net. We're also on Facebook. Yeah, we do a podcast.
And next week you guys are joining us for an E3 podcast. So
Megacast.
Oh, awesome.
We're bringing in another podcast, Late Night Gamers. We're going to have 3 podcasts in one, so we're going to do a big E3 thing. It'll be exciting. We're also going to do it live, I think.
When is that going to be?
I don't know. We have to talk about that because I leave Friday. Andy can't do Wednesday, so we can either do it when I'm away. I'll do it from the beach, or we can
Thursday sounds ideal to me. If you can do it Thursday.
I can do Thursday. We'll talk. And follow Trautman. Sorry, Trautman, about your technical difficulties. It seems like everybody was. I don't know if it's my room. I don't know if my internet's bad in here, if I sounded choppy or what. But you can follow Andy. What's your thing? Space GT? At Space GT?
Yeah.
And Spec, I can't even fucking spell yours, so look at Specs.
At Speckleby.
Yeah. They're going to kick me out. As soon as I hit the stop broadcast, they're going to boot me from this thing. But thanks for coming on, guys. It was fun.
It was fun. Thanks.
I think it was a long one. And have a good weekend. I'm going to go finish my last drop of bourbon.
Yeah.
Actually, I feel a lot better. But
Excellent.
thanks, guys.
All right.
This is the game.
Later.
See you guys.